Hello and welcome to Rockingham. We are here in the SRX Superstar Racing Experience here on iRacing. Really happy to get a split in here because apparently this car is quite dead these days. It was still pretty new when I left for about a year, and since then, I guess not very many people running this thing anymore. In fact, in real life, they're not even getting enough people for splits. That is to say, they don't even run it in real life, or at least not currently running it, which probably has a lot to do with the fact that it's dead on iRacing as well. But thankfully, we've got kind of an established run time around 9:30, 10:30 p.m., depending on your time zone, where guys have kind of said, yeah, well, we're gonna race at this time. That kind of makes sure that there can be enough people to actually show up, which is great, because this car is a challenge, but I enjoy that. Speaking of challenge, it got tight on my run to the line already, so we're off to a good start. Really foggy here in North Carolina right now. And the track temp's pretty low. Big key to this car is not overdriving, because it will be tight.
Pole position, that puts you 0.2 quicker than second place. That last lap was at 24.6.
Trying my best to get around here. I've also noticed, weirdly enough, the car turns a little bit better after a couple laps. So I almost feel like...
You fastest lap for alone, 24.5.
Whew, I feel like you can run faster. Your second lap. Missed it just a little bit. The pole time's right about where my fastest lap is. Whoa. And sometimes it'll snap on you. So it's a pretty difficult car to drive in a lot of ways. So I'm not sure how well I'm going to do with saving tires. That's usually a very big deal here at Rockingham. I put my... Oh no. Someone lost their connection. No. Don't snap on me. I don't want to get any useless incident points here. I don't know how I'm gonna save tire, because this thing is really hard to get turned. I've got my brake bias all the way back to 43.3, and I probably could put it back further, to be honest with you. I think I'm just gonna let the car go where it wants to go. And see how that takes me. Probably, let the car choose where it wants to go through the corner. Get back on the throttle, try to get on the right rear a little bit, but maybe not too much out of 2, because it does seem like it gets pretty loose out of 2. We'll see how it goes. Not sure where my speed's gonna be, or especially on the long run where my speed's gonna be. But we'll have some fun running the SRX. 2,000 strength of field, we had about 9 people signed up, I think. I guess we can take a look here right now. I think it's about 9. I'm gonna see if I can't get myself good on the long run, saving the right front, and hopefully have ourselves a fun race. Now, I imagine there's not going to be very many people watching this, because dead car, dead series, dead video, you would kind of think. But that just means that people that are hearing me right now, you're my favorite. But let's see here. Yeah, on the right front, but not as bad as when I was doing practice. I ran like a handful of qualifying laps in a row, and I was getting really on the right front. That seems a little bit more balanced, so might be onto something here. We'll see what we can do. The 2 car lost connection, so probably trying to finish up qualifying in time. On lap 2 right here, they should get their lap in. Four with a heater for a qualifying lap. I imagine there are guys who've been running this for a while, and I haven't raced it in over a year, so there's going to be some things I have to learn, I'm sure. Maybe I can learn it from that 4 car. As the number 2 goes P4 on the second lap. 15 seconds to go, waiting on the 8, who's just hanging out, I guess. It's where I always end up having to start. Here, P2. I hate it, but at least it's a decent starting spot.
That's the end of the session, P2.
Trying to see... I'll be honest, I don't know what the rules are in this series. I don't know, like... Do we do single file restarts? Double file? Do we have yellow flags? I don't actually know. I think it's a C series, so I think we probably do have yellow flags. I just don't remember. It's been so long. But we'll do a GLA since this is a nice group of people that put together a race because they like the car. And I think that's pretty cool.
P2, car number 1.
1 lap to green.
Not that I don't wish good luck for other people in normal races, but you know, I'm appreciative that guys signed up and we're able to do this race here.
Strength of field is 2061.
So we're gonna have to be careful, especially if I end up on the low side, out of the corners and stuff. I think it could really snap on us. I had one situation where my car started to snap on me, and I tried to correct it, and I just went a billion miles an hour into head first into the outside wall and KO'd myself. So let's not do that during the race either. 40 laps, fuel not an issue, and interesting, we got unlimited tires. That makes me wonder if maybe this is a caution-free series. Interesting. And got my brake bias where I was hoping to put it, so we'll see what we can do here. Apparently, if I don't win this race, I lose iRating. Because it said Race Lab says I lose 1 iRating finishing P2, which is kind of funny. But I'm not expecting to win this or anything. Especially the 4 seems to really know how to drive this thing.
Everyone's
And I don't, so just try to have ourselves a fun race. No real goals in this one. We're just gonna have fun. Hopefully not crash. Don't crash, have fun. I think that's a good set of goals.
Good luck, all.
Stay in the pole row in the outside column.
Smoke on the water, man.
Yeah, it's really foggy. Spooky out here
Is
in Rockingham.
miles per hour.
Wonder if we have restart zones in this series. Another thing I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. Seems like it's easily a first gear start. I'm not really detecting any wheel spin. So hopefully nothing jumps out at us that we don't expect. Gonna try to make sure I'm right alongside him in case we do have restart zones. So that can be a little awkward if I'm on the outside lane. Front row.
Get ready, going green.
Don't pass the leader, that tells me restart zone probably. Pretty sure that pops up if you have restart zone.
Be ready,
The
we're
pace
about to
car
go
is
green.
in.
Maybe not.
Green,
Never
green,
mind.
green.
Green.
I'm full of
Pit
it.
road is now open.
Why isn't that guy going?
The next car's the leader.
Did I get a penalty for that?
Inside. Still inside.
Thankfully I did not.
Clear inside.
I was really worried I was going to get a penalty there for a second because the guy on my inside just didn't really go.
Okay, you are the leader.
Alright, so here we're going to try to take my little strategy here where we let the car drift up a little bit, just try not to turn the steering wheel, don't overdrive through the middle or exit of the corners, be real smooth with the throttle, and hopefully it'll be okay for us long
That
run.
time was 24.9. The guy behind has just done a 24.9.
Kind of got ourselves a gap back to third. Makes me wonder a little bit if I'm overdriving right
Fastest
now.
lap for Malone, 24.7. That lap was at 24.8.
Ford's coming back at us a little bit though. Car's feeling good for now. Ooh, maybe a little bit on the throttle too much there. Felt a little bit of pull to the left, a little bit too much for my comfort. The car is, I swear, it turns better after a couple laps though, because I really am noticing better rotation. After, I guess, maybe the tires get up to temp is what that is.
Fastest lap for Daniels, 24.6.
But still, I'm not gonna change my approach here. I don't want to overdrive this thing, hit the right front, and be slow later. Rockingham's typically a place you really want to protect your tires. So they'll get shredded off for sure.
Okay, Holton, lap times are pretty consistent.
Four's still back there, haunting me in this spooky Rockingham race. This feels like it's going to go by really quick, because we're through 7 already, and it's a 40-lap race. Feels like it's going to be a pretty quick one overall, so... maybe if I do roast my tires off, maybe I'll still survive for a decent finish. Let's not tempt fate, though, and try to save them. Guy behind got a little loose there, I think. Looked like he had a bit of a oversteer moment. Just barely caught it at the exit of the corner though, so I don't know if what I was seeing was true or hallucinations in this fog. Just being real gentle onto the throttle. We've got about a 2-second gap back to third. That's cool. I was feeling really, really spinny down there on that low line in 3 and 4. It really gets light on you. It's really interesting how this car drives. It's very, very unique. I don't know if there's really one that is much like it elsewhere on the service. Very unique, so it's kind of a bummer that this series isn't doing too well. So I enjoy the challenge of learning what works and what doesn't in this car. Oh my gosh, he about killed me. He overdrove it real bad and got into the wall out there. And I guess that gave him a great run, because here he is again.
Clear inside.
I'm gonna give it the run off the high side though and put some distance down the straight. I think I want track position. I might fight him if he tries to get around me or anything like that. He's definitely got some speed back there. A lot more pace a little higher up the track, but I just think that might hurt our right front, so I don't want to get too eager to go up there. Might start running middle-ish though, maybe a lane higher if that bottom lane's getting some heat in it at this point in the race.
That lap was at 24.9.
Something like this where I can cut down. Still trying to be gentle so as not to get too crazy abusive on the right rear. Feeling pretty good. We are a quarter of the way through this one. Wait, that math doesn't work. That's not what math is. Right? That's not how that works. It would be a quarter if it were a 45 lap race. Listen, I can't do math and drive at the same time. You gotta pick one. That's why crew chiefs exist. I think so long as we run higher up the track, we should be able to get enough of a run to try to defend this position well. Two's gained back a little bit though, so maybe I'm overdriving. And they're gonna fly past us later. I gotta remember I'm pretty inexperienced in this car.
You've just done a 24.9.
Might be more of an 87 Legends type experience where you really gotta save the tires. I don't know these things.
That was a 24.9.
Remember to stay on the brakes long enough to keep this thing turning. A really big key is just waiting on the throttle. You can put a little tiny bit of throttle in it if you're really gentle, like you'll see on my bottom left about how much I'm putting in right there, before getting back on the throttle all the way. That'll keep it turning and still keep a little momentum through the middle of the corner, I've noticed.
Your lap time was at 25.0.
But if you get on it, I've noticed the car just wants to go straight. It feels like it's coming up on me a little bit. I might have to take a quick corner or two. Just running to a pace here. I could like run on the top and
Okay,
run some really fast laps, but I feel like that would just hurt me by the end of this thing.
24.9.
It doesn't matter how much you lead by, so long as you're leading, so. He's not falling off though. I was hoping maybe he'd fall off a little bit, stop pressuring me so darn much, but not the case. So far he's hanging in there with me. Sure scared me when he overdrove one that one time, but he's been doing well after that.
You've just done a 25.0.
More than halfway through this thing, car still feels good. Don't feel like I've overdriven it or anything like that. Might want to back down my entry to turn 1. I might be overdriving that. Getting on the right front too much. It's just so tempting because there's speed up there. And you know how it is. Us racers want to go fast, right?
Car in front of us is 1 lap behind.
Might get ourselves into lap traffic. That's interesting. I just noticed on the relative. Got some lap traffic coming up. I'll have to navigate through that. Probably just run the opposite line of whatever they've got going on. Got someone on pit road. I wonder if there was some sort of incident. We'll find out later about any contact and such. We'll check the incidents afterward. Ooh. Pushed a little bit, not my greatest corner. Higher line this lap, get some distance again. Just managing that gap
Lap
right
time
now.
was 25.0.
Yeah, someone's left the race. I wonder, maybe they broke the car. I bet turn 2 gets at least one person this race, if that might have been what happened to him. Can really sneak up on you if you get on that throttle too early.
last lap was a 25.1.
Will be really interesting to see what the tires look like at the end of this thing. I feel like I'm doing okay. I'm probably gonna still be on that right front overall, but hopefully a little closer to balanced
Alright,
overall.
Colton, we're matching race pace.
We'll be coming to 11 to go. The end of this lap. We got someone diving down low, probably just getting out of the way of the leaders, which is much appreciated, unless they're heading to the pits for whatever reason. Maybe another guy that ended up with a broken car, unfortunately. This guy's been hounding me this whole race. He's not letting me breathe. And part of that is I'm just managing the gap instead of trying to drive away. And I think that is the approach I want to take. But he's not falling off bad or anything, so
Got
Lap
10
time
laps
was
to go.
25.1.
it's not just a walk in the park for sure. Thankfully, I haven't noticed any major issues out of the corner. I was wondering if maybe I could end up with some oversteer exiting 2 and 4. I haven't really felt that. Is that because it just doesn't happen, or is it because I did an okay job? I don't know.
Inside.
Gonna make a move.
Clear
We're gonna
inside.
defend. Have ourselves a good run on the high side here.
Lap times are pretty consistent.
Running high, so that way he sees me up there and hopefully stays low for us. I think we might be okay to just start running a little bit faster now. Getting pretty close to the end of this race, 6 to go coming up. Find out if I regret that later, but right now feels okay. And it's fun, and that's one of the goals of this race, right? Have fun. So far accomplished that. I've enjoyed this race. Really fun car to drive. Come drive it if you're not sure. I don't know if I can recommend buying it if you don't already own it, because unfortunately very dead series. But if you already own it, come on by. Would love for more of these races to go off. If I have to go in a lap car, getting into the wall a little bit ahead, but
5 to go.
this seems fine.
We're in a podium position.
Never mind. Hitting the wall a lot. It is concerning me that I've tried to pick up the pace and he is still right on my tail. He just, man, he went right up to the wall there. Did I start going too early? Probably not.
Okay, Colton, that's good consistency. Keep it up.
Man, I don't know how he didn't get the wall there. Two to go. We might not actually catch this 9.
2 laps to go. 2 to go.
2 to go. You're in the lead.
I don't know how he's getting a stick in 1 and 2 like that. Anytime I would try to run the high line all the way through like that, smack the wall out of 2. Never got that to work. That's pretty impressive. Maybe it's something that you can only do this late in the race, when the car's turning a little bit better. White flag, though.
One
Gotta hold him off one more time. Ooh, I think he might have gotten the wall there. Won't get in the wall. I think we got this thing. Yeah, alright. Great race. He didn't give me a moment to breathe that whole time for. Good run.
Perfect drive, absolutely
You won.
flawless.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did it.
great race,
Too bad it
Roland.
wasn't
That
for a
was
million.
fun.
That was fun. That was a good time. Alright. We'll get a victory in the SRX. Sweet. I'm gonna do a little spinny-do in the grass. But I
Okay,
kind
we're
of see what
ready
the
to go.
tires have
Bring
to
it on
say.
in.
Woo! Just a little one. Just a little tiny thing. And then 79.87. Alright, not too bad. As I kind of figured, we'd be on that right front. But especially having to push at the end, I think, probably made the tires a little less even. And I might have started pushing a little bit too early, but I wanted that track position. I didn't want to let him get too close. Let's try to start doing some slide jobs, you know. And he raced me clean. I appreciate that. He had the one moment it looked like he might have gotten me on entry, but he did not. He was totally fine and avoided running into me, which I appreciate. So let's see what happened out here. Lap 2, we've got the green car. Yep, that's really easy to do. Car does not like to turn. Got to get on the brakes pretty good. He looks like he's fine, though. Oh, here's that moment. Oof. I feel like maybe I underdrove it, but it looked like he kind of almost came up and got the wall. I did get the wall a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he wanted to... He might just be better at that 1 and 2 line, running the high line all along. I kind of like cut it a little bit lower when I run higher up. Kind of did a diamond line that particular lap. And he bounces off and actually looked faster. That's when he was kind of trying to go after me, and I'm glad I didn't let him get by, because I think it would have been really hard to pass later if he had been protecting that high line. So then we got some wall hits. I don't think we're going to get too much else. I think it was just a nice, clean, classic race. Bunch of drivers just enjoying a fun car on iRacing. Good stuff. Are really not wanting to turn. You can see you got to angle it a little bit more into the corners, like when you're entering, get up near that wall and point it kind of down, so that way you've got a better shot of making it through the corner, better angle at it, before just using up every inch of the track. He definitely made it hard on me. I had to think about it the whole time. Had to think about what he was doing. Put the pressure on, and ran a great race. Moving along, looks like some more wall hits. The 8. I don't know if maybe he's just struggling, getting the wall maybe one too many times, and he just called it quits. Not sure. That's a little scary. Thankfully the 9 doesn't get into him or anything. Oh, big hit out of 2. Really hard to exit low out of 2 like that. You almost kind of do the Dover thing. Very similar to Dover in that way, where you gotta angle it and cut down a little bit, or else you're gonna launch toward the wall a lot of the time. I don't know if we're gonna see too much else, though. I think it's gonna be a bunch of wall hits and that's it. 2 trying to find some extra speed at the end. Ooh, here's some racing. 6 driving in hard. A little too hard, but he's okay. Fighting that position. See, this is what I was worried might happen. I might have been the 5 car trying to pass the other guy near the end of the race. Even when he's getting into the wall up there, he's getting runs off. Kind of looks like dirt oval racing on iRacing. Using the wall to help you go a little bit. Another wall hit before trying his darndest to get by me. I'm sure it was pretty frustrating. Now here he is running that higher line that I was looking at. Yeah, I think what allowed him to do that was just being like as high as possible. That's what let him stay a little higher on exit like that. He was just being much more daring, giving it everything he got to try to get to me and around me. Another shot of it here. Lap 39, yeah, wow. Very brave racing, looking like Larson in 1 and 2. Thankfully able to hold him off, though. And then I think we'll finish this off because we just got a couple more wall hits, and that's probably all we got. Indeed it is, so we get the win. Good stuff. Got to race the SRX car, had fun. And we'll see what the stats have to say about all that. We'll get the race results page up for you. Here it is, 21 iRating from this one, which is nice because if I finished second, I would have got -1. So we actually managed to pull off what iRacing wanted from us here as the one car. And almost back to 499 after all the Daytona and ARCA Super Speedway races that have hurt us. 166 or 16 championship points is a nice haul. Not really going to be competing in the season-long thing since this was my first race of the season, but still nice to use that as a barometer of how we're doing. And that's a nice number, I think. So there you are. It was the 5 car that got the fastest lap. So maybe there was the tire saving did matter. I have to imagine it did. But that will do it for this one. I hope you enjoyed some SRX racing. Maybe a bit of a rarity these days. Sadly. But it was a fun one, and I hope you enjoyed watching as well. I will see you next time. Have a good one.